Philadelphia 76ers won 10 of their 82 games at the end of the 2016 season, having the worst record in the league. Now nearing the end of the 2019 season, the Sixers are a top 5 team in the East and are only getting better. Most teams wouldn't be able to survive a rebuild like this, but the Sixers viewed it as a wonderful phenomenon known as the process. John Gonzalez talked about how at the beginning of the process, the Sixers started by trading away notable players. He said, players that could make you relevant in the NBA, that could get you into playoffs, would probably not win a championship. Let's get rid of those players and spin them into other players or draft picks that could become potentially superstars, so that you could get into a really rarefied era in the NBA. There's only a few teams in the NBA right now that can really challenge for a championship, and that's where you want to be. So in order to do that, you're going to have to be really bad first. In the 6 years, the team was able to start from the ground up and made their young team into a formidable opponent. The process first started during the 2013-14 NBA season. According to the Inquirer, the team started the process by dealing away all-star point guard Drew Holiday to New Orleans for an injured Nerlens Noel in a 2014 first-round draft pick, which turned out being Dario Saric. Later in the season, the Sixers traded Evan Turner, and they finished the season 19 of 63 with a 26-game losing streak in the season. The following season, the Sixers drafted Joel Embiid with the 3rd overall pick, who would have definitely been 1st overall draft pick if it wasn't for injury. Embiid would miss the first 2 seasons after being drafted. The Sixers started the year going 0-17 and eventually trade away Thaddeus Young and Michael Carter-Williams, the Rookie of the Year, finishing the season on a 10-game losing streak. We now enter the 2015-2016 season for the Sixers. Sixers drafted Jaleel Okafor and started the season going 0 of 18, setting an NBA record for the most consecutive losses with 28. They ultimately went 10 of 72 that season, the organization's 2nd worst season and the 3rd worst season in NBA history. The Sixers gave head coach Brett Brown a 2-year contract extension during the season. The following season, the Sixers drafted Ben Simmons with the 1st overall draft pick, although he would miss his first season due to injury. Dario Saric finally arrived for the Sixers, and the team traded away Nerlens Noel. The Sixers finished the season going 28 of 54 and have enough momentum to get them into the next season. The Sixers started the season with a deal engineered by Sam Hinkie as head of basketball ops, packaging the 3rd pick and a future lottery pick to the Celtics to jump to number 1 and draft Markelle Fultz. Ben Simmons also debuts his NBA career that season. Veteran sharpshooter J.J. Redick was signed to a sensible 1-year deal that gave the Sixers precisely what they needed at the shooting guard position. Joel Embiid became an All-Star that year for his first time. Simmons was named Rookie of the Year, and the team got their first 50-win season since 2001. The beginning of this current NBA season, the Sixers drafted Mikal Bridges, but traded him for Zaire Smith, who got injured before his NBA debut. Later in the season, the Sixers traded Robert Covington and Dario Saric for 4-time All-Star Jimmy Butler, giving Philly an official Big 3 lineup. Simmons makes his first All-Star appearance, and Embiid makes his 2nd. The Sixers also beat the Warriors for the first time since the process started nearly 6 years ago. Entering February, the Sixers trade away Markelle Fultz and acquired Tobias Harris from the Clippers, giving the Sixers another capable scorer. The NBA trade deadline is the latest piece of the puzzle for the Sixers, as the process seems to be nearing completion. According to ESPN, when Brett Brown was asked about the Sixers and their tanking process, he said, "That's the challenge for organizations who might be trying to use us as a blueprint. Are you willing to truly grow and endure the pain of losing? The pain is real and true. For 1 year, people will come in and say, let's rebuild. But that's not going to get it done in most instances. I think that's the great separator with us, the longevity. Henceforth, in the past 6 years, the Sixers have drafted phenomenal players like Embiid and Simmons, signed a reliable sharpshooter in Redick, and made remarkable trades for acquiring Butler and Harris, making the Sixers a powerhouse in the Eastern Conference. With this year's lineup of Ben Simmons, J.J. Redick, Tobias Harris, Jimmy Butler, and Joel Embiid, the Sixers have a real good chance at taking home the trophy. But would that mean the process is complete? According to NBCS Philly, Ben Simmons said, The process is never ending. Thank you.